All right, welcome to another video from the chart readers. Hey, if you haven't already, check out the website chartreaders.com. You can see all the videos in a nice little neat thing, and then at the very bottom there is a weekly email that I send completely free. So this is going to be a little bit of a gloomy review. I don't know how to say it, right? There's a lot of bad stuff that's definitely been happening, right? You should definitely see it already if you've been watching these videos enough. But just in case you haven't, what are we going to do on these videos? The exact same thing we always do, right? So normally I only look at daily and weekly, but again, since we're looking at the major markets, I'm going to be looking really at weekly, monthly, and hey, maybe even quarterly. Again, just kind of taking these zoomed out views to get an idea of what it's going to look like day to day, right? So we are going to start with the NASDAQ. If I go too long, I might break this out, but the plan will be to do the exact same thing with the Dow Jones and SP-500. We're going to use our 5 moving averages as well as these horizontal support and resistance lines that I do manually draw, and then we'll wind it out using our 2 lower indicators, the RSI and the MACD. So again, look, we're going to talk about the NASDAQ first, and again, the reason that this line is red is because I've been calling this thing the death line for quite a while, right? So we had a scare on this line back in June, right? Like mid to late June, we can call it. Definitely lost it just as we have now, right? But there was a bounce, and I'll say there was a pretty immediate bounce as well, right? Just making a quick line here. Have we gone lower? Yeah, we have. So we have actually gone lower than we closed at the lowest point in June. So again, just like I say, when you lose lines, they're bad, right? So again, we basically made this good run. We lost the 8. We've been going down. We've been talking about this channel for a while, right? And unfortunately, we are now under my death line, right? And not only that, I would call this 2 pretty consecutive days of confirmation. RSI does not look good. I realize it's low, but again, you know, it's looking like it wants to keep going, right? I'll be honest, I haven't seen very many RSIs in the single digit world, but I've definitely seen them in the 12 and 11 range. So yeah, look, we might see a little bounce here and there, but look, I got to zoom out a lot. You know what, let me go in the weekly. Let me just do it in the, oh wow, I still have to zoom out. So look, we're basically playing in this channel, right? So if we came up, hey, we might come to here, but really I'm gonna see us struggling to get over 10.85 rounding up, right? And really, I think at this point it seems like we're coming down to almost a flat 10,000. And again, look, that is, I'm going to zoom in now. That's an ugly RSI, still very high, which can clearly mean there are a number of weeks coming up that might keep going down. Look, in the recent, we've been as low as, you can call it 26, 25, whatever, right? So, and I imagine this thing's been even lower than that. I don't want to zoom out that much more, but yeah, we've lost this very big channel and are now basically playing in this. And hey, we might even come down to this. Do I have any lines below that? I don't, right? So, man, I obviously have to start making some lines. I'm going to make, you know what, I'll make new lines as we go to the monthly. It'll just be that much stronger. But yeah, look, again, you can see the MACD is doing what we don't like, right? Red is on top. Green looks like it wants to keep going. Red is on top. Green looks like it wants to keep going down. Weekly is setting up to be bad, and that means you're going to have more bad days than good days next week, right? From there, if we go to the monthly, I can't imagine it's going to be much different, right? Again, look at this. So what are we looking at? First and foremost, we've now officially closed under my death line, right? From there, we actually closed under the 50. And I've seen a bunch of posts start. Look, we have, and I posted this too. It's been almost 12 years since we've been under that red line, right, on this monthly. That for sure means something, right? I mean, so again, it looks like we've lost this channel, right? We literally came down, came up, came down, right? And Again, it just seems like this green wants to keep going down. This green wants to keep going down. Red is clearly on top. Red is clearly on top. Not looking good on the monthly, right? And again, the worst thing would be is if, again, we get another month candle, which means we're going to have more bad weeks than good weeks, which is just going to mean we're going to have a horrible amount of days versus good days, right? So again, we're zooming out and it's not really looking good, right? So yeah, again, I'll even go quarterly just to go quarterly. Oh wait, we said we were going to draw some line. You know what? Let's go quarterly and see if we can make some stronger lines down here. So I'll at least do this. That's for sure a very big line. And then, I mean, really, there's not too much more, right? I guess we'll give it that right there. I wanted to go just a little higher. I realize there we go. I'm good with that. So for sure, look, I don't even want to say for sure because that's a scary thing to see on a stock video, right? But look, 8,000 is a very real, because again, if we lose this 20, the next line down is the 50, right? And again, I'm going to zoom out. The last time we lost the orange 20 was here actually, because was back in 2010, okay? So again, if we lose the orange line, the next line up is the 50, right? And again, as good as my horizontal manual ones are, these computer generated ones do mean something, right? And as much as I know the 8 is something you ride, I also know once you lose the 8, the next one you might lose is the 20, and the next one you might lose is the 50, and the next one you might lose is the 100, right? So never assume it's over until you see the signs that it's not, right? So yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going down at 8,000. Let me just see on the weekly if there's some crazy big gaps. Those aren't even really big gaps, right? There might be something like right around here, give or take, something in the middle here. But yeah, no, I'm just keeping these. Yeah, I am. So this is what we made. And again, these are pretty much quarterly lines, right? So you can imagine how important they are on the weekly, how important, I mean, yeah. I'm not here to just, ring the doom and gloom bell for no reason. But again, you can see as we zoom out, there's a lot of reason to believe that there's some bad stuff about to happen coming up on the NASDAQ. So let's take a look at the SP500. So this one has not quite, I'll zoom out on the weekly. Let me start on the weekly here. So this one has not quite hit my actual death line of 35. However, let me just see here. Okay, so look, by $4, if you look at the average 200, you'll see that it's sitting at 3,589. We closed today, which is the end of the week. We closed the week at 3,585. We are below the 200, which means we went from above all of them to losing the 20, losing the 50, losing the 100, then losing the 200. It's the exact same thing I said on the last one when we were looking at the NASDAQ, right? This thing happens naturally, right? And again, losing this last time we were under it was basically in what was the COVID time frame, right? You can see right here, just it was a harder drop. Don't get me wrong. That's just devastating, right? We've at least had, bad weeks, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't this like nasty flush. That said, I don't know if that's going to happen here, right? Just be careful because we did lose the last one moving average on the weekly. Let's just take a look at the monthly real quick. Okay, so again, and you'll see why. I made this 3,500 because it was going to line up with the 50 here. You can see it, right? This thing is just tanking. Red above green, red above green. Again, it's not looking good, right? Maybe this will actually be a bounce point. I'll throw that out there. Maybe it'll hit 35 and kind of try to do a thing. But again, right now it looks like we have some bad months coming, which means we have some bad weeks coming. The fact that we did just lose the 200 could be real bad, especially because it seems like we might be going down, right? Again, we might see a quick bounce. We might, but I don't know if we're going to get over this 3,600 number, right? So, and again, if we do, I don't know how quickly we might lose it again, right? So just be careful at this point is really all I'm saying, right? It's pretty much the exact same sentiment across those two, and can't imagine the DJ30 is any further, right? So I know look, this one's a lot closer to the death line than the S&P is, right? Just taking a quick look. Look, this one is now 2 weeks in a row under the 200, right? So again, the S&P 500 was only 1 week, and you can see what happened the following week on the Dow Jones, right? Taking a quick look at the monthly, again, we are now under the 50. Last time we were under the 50, we did get a good bounce, right? It was a good month following the COVID scare, but again, we saw earlier, I think it was on the NASDAQ, we're actually already lower than we were on that side of the COVID side, right? So again, this is also why I like looking at things that are similar together, right? Here I look at the major markets. On my other videos, I look at similar stocks in a group. You want to catch signs from all of them, and I'm telling you, everything is showing ugly RSI and ugly MACD. Everything is showing losing moving averages and losing moving averages quickly, right? As I zoom out, let's just look quarterly again. I mean, we are literally sitting on it, right? I mean, if we lose this on the quarter, it could be a bad quarter, right? Which means it's going to be a bad 3 months, right? Maybe 1 month will be okay, but 2 of them probably won't. Which means out of what, the 4, 8, 12 weeks, oh man, maybe you'll get 3, 4 good weeks, maybe. And what's good, right? Just hopefully not tanking, right? But just keep in mind, that's why we zoom out, to give you a better idea of what it looks like here, right? Yeah, look, again, I think once the other two actually hit my red line, it'll just be a little bit worse. But, you know, you can argue that this line might have been it, right? Because it seems like this line was what NASDAQ hit, and it just, you know, whatever, right? But I'm still sticking with my lines. Be careful out there, okay? That's all I'm saying. If you have a 401k, if you are long on some stocks, you know, hey, know your time frame. It's really important. If you know you're not touching any of your money for the next, you know, 3, 5, 7, 10 years, look, just close your eyes, close your ears, and don't worry about any of this. It'll be fine. If you have a shorter time frame, make a plan. And yeah, all I'll be doing is making weekly videos, kind of charting it and giving you my opinions, right? But again, there are definitely some low numbers that this thing can go to, right? Again, I was saying 8,000 on, I should make more lower lines here. Again, I forgot to do that. All I was really doing was my charting stuff. So let me put one right here. I think that's a really important one. I'm obviously going to put one down there. And again, that's obviously one right there, right? So I could put one up there, but no, it's okay. Yeah, I'm just going to use those for now. Let me see if on the quarterly there's anything worth putting. I can't believe I didn't do this earlier during the video. No, I'm okay. I can probably put one right there on that doji, actually. Alright, I'm going to put one pretty much right on that. Yeah. Okay, I like that. And then let me see. I don't think I did it on the SP500. Alright, poor way to end the video. Yeah, I for sure didn't. Let's make some new lines down here. That's for sure one. And then that's for sure one. All right, be safe out there, people. Again, you'll see there are lower numbers that we could be going down to. Trade safely out there.